And welcome to the latest edition of Talk of the Town. I am some squatter from a different football club. I am joined by no longer my colleague, but my good friend and officially head of ETFC Media, Nath. You all right, mate?
I'm good, yeah. I mean, you've got the big move up to Hollywood. We're still up here, you know. We're here, but it's been fine, you know. And we've been lucky enough to have some really great people help us out and help me out as well. Because again, look, I'll be honest, I've been pretty part time as well this year. So it's been one of those. So obviously, I'm really happy you got it, and I imagine super bittersweet game on Saturday too. Your teams clashing, unfortunately. The one team we have in common couldn't hold on, but all around good.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And I suppose to prove that Exmouth is loved by all nationalities. Tom, how are you doing, Tom? You all right, mate?
I'm doing very well, thank you. When you mentioned great people helping you out as well, I hope I'm included in that list. And if it's the first time that I've been called great for quite a while. So yeah, really genuinely very good to be here, and I'm very excited.
This is obviously going to be for the people listening and watching this. 9 times out of 10, you are learning stuff from the club. I am very much in the same boat as you guys, as the fact that I don't really have much clue what's been going on the last few weeks. So the news I do know of is that there is bingo on Friday. Yes. Bar is open at 6:30, starts at 7:30. Good luck to everybody taking part. Don't spend your winnings behind the bar, but do spend your winnings behind the bar. There's a darts tournament as well on the 1st of February. Don't have any other information. I think it's £10. It was on the MTC chat.
£10 entry. It's a 11 a.m. start. Well, doors open. Register at 12:30, and 1 o'clock you go to the hockey. So it's a 32. It's like a round robin thing, so everyone will get a few games in, even if you're like me at darts and not very good. But 32 of you to enter, and I believe the person organising it played in like the WDF, and there's I think even played some bigger tournaments as well. So this is a guy who is pretty good at darts, so he knows what he's doing. And I think this was Duncan's idea as well. So it's good to see, you know, and same with the bingo, to be fair. So a lot going on, a lot of good going on in the club at the minute. It's the Winter Warmer Darts Open, so you want to be the inaugural winner, get yourself down.
There's a bullseye joke in here somewhere, but I just can't think of it right now. I think that's all of the news from stuff off the pitch that I've seen.
I think so. I think DJ Dave is organising a few events, or has organised a few events. Forgive me, Dave, for not having them on hand, but I know they are coming, so we'll advertise in due course.
We are still plugging stuff on socials as well, by the way, so check everything on socials. If we don't have the information to hand, we are still updating socials. I am still logged into the socials, so I'm still doing that. On the pitch, some guy called Tom Barth has signed. I've never heard of him. I don't know. Is he any good? Does he score goals?
He does. That is the thing he does. He's it was good to see. It was obviously there's been a few absences, haven't there, in the team? But you know, when Tom's returned now, and look, I mean, him and Matt Wright, I mean, that really actually could. If you'd have told me at the start of the season that would maybe be like a conceivable partnership that would work, I wouldn't have been sure. But watching Matt and seeing how hard he works, and I think that actually could be a really dangerous sort of duo up front.
I think absolutely, and I think that despite the fact that they share height, I think that they're both excellent target men in that sense. I do think that they can play a bit of football on the floor as well. They've not necessarily without that ability, and I think that they both add different things in that respect as well. Whereas Matt Wright's got that experience maybe a bit more. Obviously, Bathy doesn't come without experience, but I certainly wouldn't write them off as just target men. I think they both hit the back of the net as well, and they're not just used in the build-up, are they? So, and obviously, Bathy comes with an incredible pedigree from last season, shall we say, in terms of his goals that he scored.
And he's already 1-1.
Exactly, 100% so far.
So welcome back, Tom. Obviously, a lot of pace in that partnership with you and Righty. A few have left, but that was a few weeks ago. But obviously, we wish those guys all the best for the future. That's the way football is.
Yeah.
I did bump into a young goalkeeper last night called Frankie Phillips. We probably should keep an eye on him. Maybe get him on loan if we ever need another keeper. Just saying, he's pretty good. I think that's everything player-wise. I don't think anybody else has left or has come in.
No. Yeah, best of luck to Luke, obviously, who's going over to Australia.
Yeah.
And then Isaac, who returned briefly against Bishop's Cleeve, but is mainly going to Buckland. But it's one of those deals, as with a few, he's dual registered, so he may come back if Buckland don't have a game. But I think, as everyone would agree, sort of it's best for him to be playing week in, week out at Buckland rather than sort of coming on for 20 for us. So, it's one of them where Isaac very much could still be in the team next season, and it's just but all the best to both of them, really good players.
And Joe is out long term.
Relatively, yeah. I can't remember the exact length. There's a couple like that. I think Ross Edwards is still out with a hamstring issue. Obviously, he joined from Will and then got injured in his first game, which is not ideal, but it's is what it is. We'll look forward to him being back. Matt's back from suspension now, I believe. I think the game against Portishead. I think it's been free. And then there were a couple others, but I've gone a bit blank on that. Now I think obviously the people actually leaving is probably half of those. So, and obviously we had Aaron back now. Aaron's fully fit and back in the team, which is great. We've had 3 different goalkeepers play this season. One that was a great surprise when Martin Rice walked out.
Oh yeah.
But that it was So I think things are slowly starting to get back together in terms of normality for squad availability, but it's been a bit of a rough. So naturally there has been a slight decline in results, but I think that's normal anyway. I think the league's really strong this year, and also it's when you have 6, 7, 8 players out, that's like most football teams don't contend with that, so it's pretty normal, and we're still doing what we ate.
Yeah. Just outside the playoffs, but it's those games in hand that I do fear. But anyway, we are still 8th as you look at the table right now. But then I think there was that fear after the Malvern Town game. I think Mike Landricum came off with an injury, and we were obviously facing Matt Wright's suspension. So we were thinking that's a stalwart at the back and the stalwart up front that we're losing at that point. And there was a bit of that fear. So it's nice to see that Mike Landricum could come back in at centre back straight away and just make sure that back four is as strong as it can be. And then obviously with Matt Wright returning now, we'll come on to the results, but having Tom Bath at Portishead really would have been what you required, I suppose, in that 5-0 defeat, because we just missed that outlet when Wrighty went off, obviously with the red card. But obviously that's in an ideal world, and we don't live in an ideal world.
I think that's a good segue to the football, I suppose. It has been some mixed results. One Saturday, 3-2 against Swindon Super, whatever they're called, Meringue, whatever. Went to Portishead and on the wrong side of a tight 5-0 loss. And then lost at home to Malvern. Just saying before this started, when we scored against Malvern, I was the only person in Valley Parade who jumped up. Forgot where I was for a second. So what's the football been like? I know it's been mixed results. It's kind of, we're still where we're expecting to be. We've kind of weathered that purple patch, where the sticky patch, and we've kind of rode through an injury crisis. So how's the match has been for those who haven't been going home and away?
I think going from that Portishead Malvern perspective, like starting with that Portishead game, it was arguably the game I was more disappointed by the Malvern Town defeat than I was by the Portishead almost, because once obviously we went down to 10 men, you're facing a very, very strong Portishead side who at the start of the season, and everyone told me I was wrong, I tipped to win the league. I think they might still win the league. I think they got some very good players there. I think going there and losing 5-0, obviously it's incredibly devastating, but then it was maybe, I don't want to say expected, but you knew you're going to be maybe on the back end of a defeat after the red card happens. It's their home pitch. They got a good load of fans there. They got a good load of players. So you were kind of expecting a defeat from that point. When you come up against Malvern, then you think, okay, tight first half, and then all of a sudden they just hit us in the second half. And I think we just really struggled to regain the match after that, regain any possession in the game. Obviously losing Mike Landricum at halftime was a big miss. So yeah, those two games, I kind of found the Malvern defeat. I don't know about you, Nate, but I found the Malvern defeat a bit more disappointing than the Portishead one.
Especially because we go in front in that. Or am I making that up?
I think
Yeah,
we went 1-0 up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, I was there. But
we went 1-0 up, and then we went 1-0 up, and I said, messaged you saying get in, and then put my phone down, looked up full time, and obviously,
Mm,
yes,
mm.
I think it's one of them where like I think it all happened very quickly as well. We could see the goal late in the first half, and then all of a sudden we were 4-1 down, and it was just it was a bit like the Falmouth game, and where it was fine until it just wasn't, and then
Mm.
luckily we claw one back. It looks a bit nicer on the thing, but I think generally the form has been hit or miss. I think there was multiple games before that where we played well enough to win and didn't. We also probably played bad enough to lose and also didn't. A lot of draws in there, a lot of some last minute goals, some late, especially the Mousel one. And I remember we beat a Hartbury and they sort of popped us, if I'm right on what people were telling me at least. And then we beat Didcot before that run of two games and we didn't necessarily play that well, but we did enough and we took our chances. And then we're slowly getting back there. Bishop's Cleeve was, I mean, Winchester was always going to be what it was in terms of the squad that we had and what ended up happening. We actually really did give a really good account of ourselves in that game. Same as Bishop's Cleeve. First half was tricky, was tough to watch, because we were trying to defend and hold out, and they were having a lot of the ball. But to our credit, defended excellently. Um, Literally, really didn't give them anything. Unfortunately, just like the most perfect corner, which was razor sharp to the head of Matt Lydiard, and he scored. Second half, considering again the bench we had, and that's no offense to those players. Those are players who just haven't had a lot of Southern League experience. In like Ryan Crawford who are learning their level, especially Ryan Crawford actually just come back from injury as well, so he wasn't fully fit. Going in there and putting in a really good shift, and we should have probably got something from that game. And then going in beating Swindon Supermarine, which look, they battered us first game of the season. The second game, if Joe Belson hadn't headed the ball off the line, you never know what happens. We probably do beat them in the trophy. And then we, now finally got that win against them. And I think it's one of those we made it harder than it
Yeah.
looked. I think that were you at the Swindon game?
I wasn't at the Swindon game, but I'm giggling because it's the first one I've missed in a while, and I was checking the updates on Twitter, and I thought, I kind of put it down at halftime. So I thought, we've won that game. We're 3-0 up, and then all of a sudden I get these notifications through. It's 3-1. It's 3-2. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I was in the same boat. I was in the same boat. Lee Smith, who's part of our media team now. He was doing the updates, and first half told me it's the best we've been in a while, and then all of a sudden he started telling me 3-1, 3-2, and I'm like, oh no.
I was.
So tricky, but we've got a really tough game on Saturday. The Frome game. They are now the league leaders. For me, they're the team that will probably go on and win the thing. When we weren't very good 2 years ago, we gave them a really tough run for their money. So you never know, but it's going to be an uphill task. But look, no one's infallible. They lost at home to Larkle about 3 months ago, but it still happened. And so we've got a bit of a chance. And obviously with the boost of Matt Wright coming back and alongside Tom Bath, all it takes is one chance, and we might get ourselves ahead.
And we have some really winnable games coming up over Christmas. We have Bideford at home on Saturday 27th. We then go to Bristol Manor Farm, which is never dull for whatever reason.
It's always a last minute
always
goal.
mental. Hilly may be running the line again. I don't know. Something could happen. We then have Hartbury at home on January the 10th. We visit Larkle on Saturday the 17th of January, and we have Brixham on the 24th. And then Tavy at home on the 31st. So that's double back-to-back Devon derbies. Before certain members of the support base have their yearly blurry afternoon out to Westbury. So the very winnable games coming up, and everything's still in our own hands. We can still make playoffs. It's still well within our grasp. I don't know about you two, obviously watching.
Well, we've all supported Football League teams long enough to know that all it takes is a run. All it takes is a win streak, and you can get up there. I don't think it's necessarily the expectation, which is a good thing, but maybe that is even that lack of expectation is a good thing, because it's just a case of let's finish as high as possible and consolidate. Ideally, you want to consolidate in the top half, as we said in pre-season. But I think this is about just proving ourselves to be a strong Southern League outfit this year, and perhaps having a go at the Devon Bowl. We've got that coming up in January as well, quarter final against Plymouth Parkway. So you never know, we could have a famous night in Coach Road.
That's also what I was looking at. That game is penciled in. There's no date at the minute, as far as I'm aware.
It'll be
That game
14th or
will
15th, I think. I think that's the
13th or
Tuesday and
14th
Wednesday of
week.
that. Yeah.
13th or 14th. Yeah, we are home for that, so I am planning on coming to that one. There are there are lots of other winnable opponents we probably would go into fancying if we get past Parkway. Only team that would be above us left in the competition would be Tivy. They face Bovey, and Bovey are absolutely flying at the minute with a lot of ex or dual-regged players from Exmouth on their books. Speaking of Froome, there is a bus running. I don't know if it's full or if there's still spaces.
There'll be space, yeah, there'll be space. Contact Martin
There's
Young, all
space.
the details on socials.
Went a few years ago. It's not that far. It's quite nice.
Nice.
It's a nice ground, and it's not too far. It's quite a nice journey.
Lovely place to visit.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming there'll be buses running for the other games.
Manor Farm, I'd assume so, yeah. And
Manor
then
Farm there will be.
the smaller away ones, I'm not sure. You will have to see with that. As this case, we'll just find out when it happens.
We'll post all those things onto the socials as and when we have them. There was also an MTC newsletter that came out as well recently. If you're not a member of the MTC, go join. The newsletter, I'm sure they can circulate to you or let you know all of the other news. I think that's kind of everything. I don't think there's anything else happening in the club at the minute.
I'll give a little update on my side because you might have realised that we've not really had any match highlights come out of recent games, and you might be looking at the egg and saying, "Is that him?" No, it's not. We've had issues with the VO, so that's why nothing's been come out of these last two games, especially. Basically, me and Dave separately have both pressed record. All should be running fine. It's not uploaded anything. It's not set as anything. I sent an email today. Hopefully, we'll get it sorted. But yeah, that's why there's been no highlights because we've had no highlights no match to edit. So that's why there's been a delay. And then we're hoping we get it fixed as soon as possible and have it back. I mean, because those games are recorded, so hopefully at one point they turn up and we can show you. But it might be a bit too late then.
I'm enjoying the unofficial fan cams anyway.
Yeah. That's where Cookie's been a lifesaver with the fan cams because no one else would see the goals otherwise. So he's the man to go to. If the Southern League want to get on us, go to Cookie first because at the minute we ain't got nothing to give you.
Shout out to Cookie. I really enjoy those as well on Sunday. As soon as the footage is uploaded, I'll put the highlights out and do them for people and supporters. It's kind of the only way I'm keeping track of games and everything at the minute. Obviously, I have, in quotation marks, left my role at the club. A role become available at Exeter City, and the worst part was having to obviously leave town. I'm still involved as much as I can be behind the scenes. I'm doing the highlights and this sort of stuff, but you're probably not going to see me on match days as much. And if I am there on a match day, I'm going to be there as a supporter. I absolutely love the club and I will be back as much as I can. If you're watching this and Lee has joined the media team and so has Tom underneath. If you are a media person doing A-levels, a degree, GCSEs, anything like that, or you know of someone who is, please get in touch. Me, Nath, and the club worked incredibly hard to get the media to where it is, and I know Lee and Tommy and Nath will carry on carrying that, but I wouldn't be where I am today in a paid media role without Exmouth Town Football Club. So, like, if this is the best club to be involved in to do media or any sort of volunteering, because they will look after you and they will push you to whatever heights you can get to. So
I fully support that. Go ahead. Sorry, you start, Nate. Go ahead.
No, you go, Tom. You go first.
I was going to say, just the first time that I did step in to do some of the volunteering at the home game, I think it was the Malvern game, the reception that I received and the thanks and the gratefulness and genuinely the generosity of the supporters around. I would genuinely encourage anyone in, like, do it, as you say, coming out of university, coming out of their A-levels, to really get involved with Exmouth Town Football Club and do this and carry the media stuff forward, because it is genuinely a very good opportunity. Very nice.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, especially if anyone knows of anyone that's interested in the video side of things and the photo side of things, that's really where we can fit more people in. Because obviously, at the minute, we're sort of stocked up now in terms of people that can do my side of things, so to speak. So especially if you're interested in the video and photography, that is an area where we'll always look for people, because that's really the main stuff. You know, that's the stuff people really look for. And so yeah, we're happy to have that. And big thanks to Tommy for helping out. Big thanks to Lee, who's had a really good start, and Benji as well, young lad, doing some of the match reports, and he's doing well too. So yeah, it's great to see, and obviously I hope, you know, I've done this long enough now where I hope that I can be of some help and in terms of advice. And you've got Egg as well, who's been doing this as well and is doing this now at a high level. So it's important to, you know, if you need anything, if you do interested in working with people who sort of know what they're doing at least half the time, you can, yeah, hopefully we'll always be welcoming to people. So yeah, just get in touch. Club email be forwarded to myself. So yeah, just get involved.
You have, whoever comes in has my full support, and I will drop everything to help whoever comes in, because it is what it is. On the flip side as well, I am also rocking my Exmouth Town beanie up and around the country as much as I'm allowed to in places. And you will see me spot me walking around SJP on a match day wearing it, and the number of people that shout up the muff to me is heartwarming. People that are at SJP shouting that at me. If you are at SJP watching this, you see me walking around with my Exmouth Town hat, please, you have the utmost permission to shout up the muff at me, and I will give you a little wave back. I think that's everything. I suppose the last question is always, what do you want for Christmas?
3 points. Isn't that always the answer?
Well, for Newport or for Town?
Well, I've kind of written off 3 points to Newport, so certainly for Town. That's my only hope of any level of promotion, any level of decent football right now is watching the Town, to be honest, because what I'm watching at home in South Wales is can go unsaid. So yeah, 3 points for the Town will be absolutely fine. I think I'm definitely asking Santa for too much to ask for 3 points to South Wales. Maybe one in the next 10 games would be great.
No, I'd say 3 points for Town and a car. That would be ideal. I think I'll get one. I'm not sure I'll get the other, but that's what I'm asking for.
I want, obviously, City to survive, and then, as I've always wanted, world domination for Exmouth Town. Nothing else is really what I want.
Okay. I think just to add to your point, people shouting up the muff at you at the SJP. I'm trying to start that going in South Wales as well. So obviously, you know, communicating the nickname Muff Town Casuals, etc., has caught on with a few people. I just need it to spread now. I'm starting to take over South Wales with up the muff as well. So yeah, we're getting there.
I'm not sure if this was disclosed before I did leave. We are in contact with a German club as well, at the town that Exmouth is twinned with. You will see sporadic little posts between us and them going on. That was my mad idea. So if you do fancy kind of spreading our love, do follow us on Facebook. We do intermittently talk to them. They were playing in the 4th division last season, went bankrupt and have gone down. Also wear blue, also have a supporters club that like a drink apparently. So seemed like a great idea at the time. So that's sort of the work we'll be doing intermittently in and around other bits. I think that's everything. Have a lovely Christmas, everybody. I shall try and see you all soon. Good luck to Hilly, Dave, and the players. Don't drink too much on Christmas Day, boys. You've got a game on the 27th.